K-On! Oh yeah, this one. This is a pretty nice anime, I suppose. As you can probably guess, I got into it partially because of the whole schoolgirl thing. I can't help it, people. Give me a break. Anywho, I first heard about this anime, I just saw some pictures on it, and I think I heard the name a few times, and it seemed like it was like the big anime that everyone was watching, so I figured, okay, I'll give it a try or something. So I watched it, it's pretty good. It was actually really good. I was sort of watching slice of life animes at the time, because I was hungry for some after I had finished Strawberry Panic, which I'll get to in a minute. Or, not really in a minute, probably later. But, so yeah, I watched it, and, it was pretty good. As far as my favorite character, I like all the girls. Yui's pretty funny. At first, I remember the first episode, though, I thought she was just really just, like, mentally dead or something. I just thought, she was just stupid. The thing is, she's not necessarily stupid. I mean, she kind of proves that in one of the episodes where, she studies and she passes her test, so she's not stupid. She's sort of kind of like Goku in a way, because she's so, like, innocent and pure and whatnot, which is making her kind of silly and stupid. She's more silly than Goku. And Goku actually can get pretty mad. We've seen that before. Anywho. But the thing is, she's just really innocent and silly. And, that's kind of funny. Though I will admit that the first episode I saw her, I thought she was just, dead or something. Like, I don't know, like, Dr. Gero took her brain and he was working on her to become an android, and he was like, oh, this girl is, not worth it. I'm not going to turn her into an android. And no, I don't compare this anime to Dragon Ball Z because, there's really nothing like it. I'm just making jokes. And so I watched the episodes, it was pretty good. Then I watched that, that OVA that they made. And then I remember there was a long gap, and then they made the second one, then they announced, oh hey, second season. It's like, alright. I like that too, because I really thought this was a nice anime to watch. I enjoyed it. It's really, about the the bond that the band members form. It's kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it. Sort of like a thing. I was expecting it to go a little further than it did. I thought that it was going to be like a big thing, like, oh, we're going to be real big musicians one day, then it flashed forwards to, like, them in the future. And, like, they're rocking on, or, like, maybe there'd be a thing where, like, let me give you guys exactly how I thought it would end. But I'm going to tell you guys that later. Because I want to talk about the second season. I like the second season, personally. It was interesting, it was actually probably the best closure the anime could get without, expanding on the story even further and making it too long. They did the whole thing like, oh, they're seniors and they're going to graduate. I'm a senior and I'm going to graduate someday too. And, the whole thing, where, like, it was kind of tense. And then, like, they had, like, their last performance, and they started, like, breaking down cries, like, this is the last. But what I didn't understand was, yeah, this is the last time of their club, but it's not the last time they have to make music. They can form a real band and start, like, recording songs. Like, that's one of the things I didn't get. Like, if they really enjoyed being in this band, making their music, why not try to actually, like, make CDs or something? Or it could be something that they just do for fun, and then it would be like, oh, hey, I heard you guys play at a school one day. I'm a manager, and I want to be your manager. It's like, oh my god, yes. And of course, they go off to college, and then Azusa, the younger junior girl, gets all upset. It starts crying. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Earlier, I compared this anime to Hirohira, mainly because it had to do with a club. Hirohira having to do with drama club, and this one having to do a quote-unquote light music club, which I guess would be like band class or something. And there's been like a lot of little jokes about people in like the 50s or 60s or 70s, and they have their little band. Not that that really has anything to do much with it, but it's sort of the same around thing. It doesn't end on the same note that Hirohira does. It doesn't have the same sort of weird butterfly-ish metaphor butterflyish. Next time you guys talk about metaphors, why don't you guys use butterflyish? Really? And then you say like, I don't know. I'm just making fun of my own mistake. Anywho, like I said, it didn't really end on the weird, sad, sort of empty note that ATIHW did. It actually continued on for a good several episodes. They kind of pretty much said, like, okay, they're gonna go off to college and that'll probably be the end, and so they spend like the remaining episodes sort of doing some, what are they doing while they're waiting, sort of thing. They showed some episodes with Azusa being friends with the other people, June and Ui. And then Yui made that song, You and I. That was kind of cute. And, of course, the last episode was like a weird thing. I can't even remember what the last episode was. Wasn't it like they went to their teacher's house? Yeah, I remember that. And then at the end they revealed that they were making a movie. That's kind of cool. Anywho, now that I've got that out of the way, let me talk about my predictions. I actually had a few predictions. I had a total of 3 that I can think of right now. One which is pretty obvious, where, they go to college together and then they form a legit professional band and they start performing and all this stuff happens. And they become real big and, it kind of just flash forwards to them being real big and whatnot. We are Honey Sea Time or whatever we're called. I don't remember or anything. And they still wear their little uniforms and whatnot. And then my second guess would be that it would flash forward again to the future, but it would show I don't know, Rio and... No, not Rio. I'm switching up... Fuck. The girl with who wears her shirt open. No, not her. Who wears her shirt not tucked in. What's her name? Tamaki or something? I can't remember. There's Yui, Mio, which is the long black-haired girl. Azusa, which is the junior girl with the pigtails and who's like the cat girl. There's Mugi. Oh yeah, Ritsu. I was close. Ritsu and Mio, they're working at they have a day job, an office job, and they're talking about, their days, and then they say and then they turn, it's hey, look who's on TV, and it shows Yui performing her music. It's oh, that Yui, she followed her fucking dreams, fuck her, she's a bitch, or something like that. That wouldn't be what they say. It's she followed her dreams, she's performing music, and she's performing their songs, and she performs Fa time, and then they start crying, they being Mio and Ritsu. And that's my second one. Now my third one's a little morbid. My third guess on what would happen is that Yui dies, she gets hit by a car or something, and then it's and they hold a memorial service for her or something, and that's the end of the whole series. That would probably be the worst way to end the entire thing, because it would take such a happy anime and then they would turn it into something kind of sad. It would be like in a Pokemon if Ash got shot and Pikachu was then cooked and eaten. That'd be terrible. But then that'd be awesome if Brock got Gary got so furious because he got so furious that he decides to go around killing the people who killed Ash and avenge him, and he takes Taekwondo and whatnot. No. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. But yeah. But then it turns out, the actual ending, it's let's go to college. All right. I feel like the ending theme of the second season is portraying what they would look like in college. I can kind of, and it kind of, the way they looks like they kind of have to wear their uniforms again, but I'm assuming in Japan with college, there's not much of a strict uniform policy. Because I can see some of them wearing their uniforms in different sort of ways. And there's not much of a strict uniform code. And I think it's kind of funny how they have Mugi wearing it so casually. It's I want to be cool. I think that's kind of funny. And of course, effing Mio is wearing it she's a friggin', I don't know, she's wearing she's effing ghetto. I mean, it's that's probably not the way she would probably wear a uniform. It's probably for the music video or the ending theme song. But yeah, this anime wasn't that bad, and it's getting dubbed pretty soon by Bandai, and Stephanie Sheh is doing Yui, Christina V is doing Mio, and a bunch of random people I don't even know are doing the remainder of the characters. And so, it's going to be interesting. I think I might go to watch. I'll probably do what I've been doing with the new anime that I watch, where I'll maybe buy the first volume and then wait for like a complete collection to come out, then buy that. I'll probably do that. I did that with Code Geass, even though I haven't gotten the second one. I'm waiting for Tales of the Abyss, and I'm doing that with Dragon Ball Z Kai while I'm watching it streamed on the internet. But I'll definitely give it a second watch. I don't know if I'll watch it in English again, maybe in Japanese. From what I've heard of the English version, it's not that bad. I kind of had my doubts because I didn't recognize any of the voice actors. I actually thought Michelle Ruff would be perfect for Ritsu, and that Heather Haley, the girl who did Colette and Symphonia, would be perfect for Mugi, just because they look similar. I mean, that's just my opinion. But, this show is basically a franchise now. I kind of feel like that's what they're trying to make this into, a franchise. Though they should probably like sell the uniforms, sell like autographed guitars, DVDs, CDs. They're selling games too, like there's a PSP game of K-On! That came out a while ago in Japan. I don't know if it's trying to compete with Idolmaster or Vocaloid. There's Vocaloid games. But, So yeah, I'd recommend this one sort of for the same reasons I'd recommend Hitohira. This one's a little more lighthearted than Hitohira was. It's sort of around the same kind of thing. It doesn't have the, ending that Hitohira does. So if you want something to be a little more satisfying and not something that you have to think about in order to understand, then this would probably be a good one to watch. I recommend it in both English and Japanese, and buy the DVDs when they come out. Don't be a duty head and download it. I'm going to do a video on that, just you guys wait. But yeah, that's what I think about K-On!, so I'll see you guys later.